This is... we don't really see the Lion too much, honestly, but I think it's the ultis feels kind of lackluster. It's the cooldown is just so... it's so rough, the cooldown. And your laning stage is kind of meh. Like, it doesn't feel like it's too strong. It's kind of nice though that you're able to provide your team with a decent amount of magical damage, so you don't have to worry a whole lot against the Lich Frost Shield. And also, like I said, you want stuns to be able to deal with the Riki. Because of how elusive this little man is, it's going to make it very difficult to be able to deal with him. But so this will guarantee now the Pango is going to be played as a core, either the 3 or the 2 RNG. They're going to go for the Rubik here, so there are already very good abilities to steal. I thought they might be thinking of still trying to flex somehow the Pango in a way where they can put him on a 4 or a 2 and then go for like an Omni Legion.
10 seconds.
Abaddon already got banned out though, but mainly just to kind of deal with the Marauder and the Mars. Right now already, I'm really worried that RNG aren't able to deal with the stuns that Vici have. Like, Mars gets countered by a spear. Mars gets countered by anyone that's able to save inside the arena. Just gets rid of that kind of long stun duration effect with the spear. And the Moran is identical as well. The Life Stealer, huh? I feel like Pinker has a decent time. Doesn't look like a... it looks like a fine Life Stealer game, but it's... I'm kind of intrigued that they go for it. I guess the Riki just doesn't really kill you through the smoke. Like, you've got pretty good movement speed to get out. Trying to see. I mean, the Life Stealer's a decent lane matchup. I do think that hero has got nerfed really, really bad. The Orb nerf, at least... some people will argue the Orb got buffed. Some people will argue the Orb got nerfed. It depends on who's playing what hero, I think. For the Lifesteal, I believe he was a hero that relied on the Orb Venom damage and not really that slow. Now that got changed, so his base damage just getting nerfed to oblivion. What, -6 I think it was throughout that one change. So it's very difficult for him to be able to last it. And sometimes we see people force the wave under the tower, so Lifesteal just really struggles. He does at least have regen, but just being able to last it with the tower hitting as well is such a difficult thing on a hero that doesn't have the greatest base damage. But Vici, they got the snake pick here with the bandage to the pick, so they don't have to leave too much reserve time. Okay, so RNG now, what are they looking for? They're looking for a good matchup versus Shadow Fiend. I mean, they've got the... they don't really have a way to push towers, which is, I think, the thing they're lacking. And I was gonna, like, DK offers that, but you don't really want to Dragon Knight versus Shadow Fiend, and I think I don't think DK looks that good this game anyway. So I really want RNG to have a way to be able to take objectives, because I've seen a lot of time, like, even though if Riki has a good game, like, you've got a position 3 Pango. Well, Pango can go mid still, but you know, you've got a couple of heroes that don't really provide too much pressure on the tower, and it might feel a bit awkward once you take some team fights and not being able to get objectives after them as well. But the issue is there's not many that stands out. Like, DK actually got banned anyway. I didn't like it in this game, but anyway, it was banned. So DP and DK are banned. Shadow Fiend's picked up. DTA's banned. That's 4 of the majority of the mid lane heroes that I think put a lot of pressure onto towers here. And Vici have a lot of stuns as well, so it's kind of... they could, like, Storm, maybe. I think Storm might be a little... I don't think you actually have to worry about being too slow. I think it's nice to be able to catch the Lion and the Marana, like 2 very squishy range supports. Yes, they have stuns, which is the only issue, but once you get a BKB, you'll be fine. They're gonna Invoker.
You may now select your heroes.
How does Setsu... I actually think this could be an Exort Invoker. I don't really think about the only time I think of Invoker is when the Void gets picked up, like pre-drafted. Like, I wonder how they play the Invoker. Oh, I guess Ricky can make a decent amount of space with that Diffuser Blade. Does give them nice team fight, a good way to be able to shove out the lanes as well. I mean, Setsu had an incredible performance last game. I do still give the edge to Vici's lineup. I like it once again. I want to do I need to look a little bit harder because last game, I still can't tell last game if that, like, I didn't see it in the draft, but RNG, their triple save was actually just like team fight winning, like, constantly. That was one thing I did not see. So it's hard to tell if the Husker, like, you look back, like, I can't even say it. Conceptually is what I should be saying, is that I think the Husker destroys the OD in the laning stage, but because they swap the lanes, like, how much of an impact does that actually have to allow RNG to find the victory there? You know, we, looking back on it, we can say that, but, you know, in the game, it's very difficult to be able to make that call there. So, but again, I mean, I like the Vici's lineup.
Prepare for battle.
Does he go? He does go Coswex. Okay, so I mean, I am not too much of a fan of Exort. I think the really only time the Invokers go Exort is if you have stuns to be able to set up for the Sunstrike, because then the hero just plays very kind of passive. Like, you're in the lane, going back from lane to jungle, just really trying to utilize the Sunstrike kills. And if you have a team that's unable to set up for it, then it feels awkward. Shadow Fiend's gone Necromaster as well. So this is really interesting. Is it against an Invoker who I guess is just imagining to go Cosworks? This is oh wow. I actually don't mind this. Yeah, they're probably going to try and give him, I guess, finding first blood with that minimal amount of damage could be a little difficult there, but Ori should be able to find some decent last hits here. But it looks like RNG with the Invoker going Coswex is going to try and put a lot more pressure on top of the map. Instead of kind of playing the lane, playing the jungle, just kind of being this like dead hero and only really chucking out an ability here and there with a Sunstrike. They're going to bait the high ground to see if they run up here. Okay, so it looks like Vici will be able to snag one of them. They're going to be able to find 3 actually across the map. Already a couple set up. Even Rubik's going to eat a crap load of damage. They'll give him some protection. You see Flywin jumping from afar to save himself. DY actually might be in trouble. With the Frost Blast, it's a lot of damage level 1, and they'll pay the price. Flywin's going to end up falling. PYW's going to go for a TPR. They've got... Oh my lord. Far out. Frost Blast, man. That is something that I'm surprised has not been nerfed a little bit level 1. It is actually so much. It is so much. But let's take a look. I want to see the first kind of wave and 2 of the Shadow Fiend matchup and see how Ori goes. So as soon as the range creeps fall low, Setsu's going to chuck out the cold snap to try and secure the range creep CS. He does eat a lot because of the melee creeps on top of him. So does Ori here. And he loses his range creep. Now this is the issue with the Shadow Fiend, is that because of how important range creeps are, oh, this is a disaster. Woo! Setsu. And this is the issue. This is why you don't see Necromastery level 1, because you struggle with being able to have enough damage to beat the enemy mid lane. And with how important range creeps are at the moment, you know, just the amount of gold they give, the experience, you know, range creeps always have had that kind of emphasis on. And without a way to be able to secure them. So, I mean, you take a look. Through level 1, he got 2 CS. Well, I should say 2 souls. That is not the... So, that tells me... He might actually find a kill here. That tells me that it's just not particularly worth going for that. And now PYW doesn't have a leap, so they'll find a double kill top. Manate, beautifully done. Very nice start. We put emphasis in the draft that the Ricky Lich lane has a whole lot of kill threat here. So I wanted to see the first 2 create waves to see how Ori should go. It'll now go back to the Shadow Fiend. He'll have a decent time. Just bring out a couple of mangoes. We'll now have to utilize the razors to find the CS. He actually doesn't bring any out, so... Still, he should be fine. Once he kind of hits the max souls level 1, then he should have a little bit better damage than the Invoker. So it's just kind of first couple of waves. And you'll be able to catch up after that. But the thing is that RNG have got a nice start in the kill chart here. Take a look, and this is also something I was gonna say. What is super? Okay, so I was just saying if he went like headdress or Bassi or anything like that, but it looks like that's not the case. Sometimes we see the Lich go for Bassi's kind of decent because you do spam out the abilities a lot. Headdress can be 50-50 just because the Riki has so much regen. He's also picked up a ring of regen himself, but down bot we'll end up seeing DY fall. Fly win in September. So the lanes right now from RNG are going incredibly well. I mean, 4 kills. You know, still some heroes are farming. You know, you see the Shadow Fiend, the Live Stealer is still getting farmed, but they're at least doing well in the kill count. And I wonder how Flywin wants to itemize. You know, we don't really see a whole lot of javelins. I actually would not mind seeing Flywin go the javelin for the damage. He might actually hold on to some gold in case he has a relatively good lane. Just because I think they might... Yeah, with the Invoker going cross... Ooh, picks up a point in Exort. I didn't see when he picked up a point in Exort. I want to see at the end of the game. The only reason I can think of is try and out-damage the Shadow Fiend. But now once Shadow Fiend has 2 in Necromancer, he should be fine in this matchup. So, this is actually interesting from Setsu. Unfortunately, we weren't able to see when he did go for that. But I'm still able to have a relatively good time mid. Once he hits 5, we'll see what skill build he does go super. And I find PYW, with that level 2 now picked up, he will have the leap charges to be able to disengage. That is the one thing that RNG are lacking. The top side is the lockdown, but they do have high amounts of mobility. As Zhang has a stick, tries to find super before he does end up dying. Unfortunately, pays the price, and now PYW is going to be in trouble. Super has the Sinister's Gaze, drags him away from the cliff. Beautifully done. I love that Sinister's Gaze pickup from Super. Just hit the level 3 before the Mars kill. So RNG, a 6-0 kill count. And this is just the Lich Riki factor. And I guess I say that the Mars... I said you can kind of first pick him. He doesn't have that many... Like, he's got some bad matchups, but there's nothing that are, like, super bad. Pango, though, will be in trouble. He doesn't have the swashbuckle up, so they'll slowly chase him down. Very nicely done. That's the first kill for Vici Gaming. My only issue is Mirana's position as a laning support kind of feels a little lackluster. Like, you have 2 skill shot stuns with the spear and the arrow. So they're just going to try and maybe... It looks like PYW is just going to play around by himself a little bit. Maybe farm up the... farm up some camps. Setsu does go 2-on-2. Is he actually going back for... this is really intriguing. Sometimes we do see that factor. Yang once again top though. Stick. Oh, nice arrow. Does clip onto the Riki here, but the last right click from Super finds a kill. Now with all the mobility coming through, he's going to be fine. I mean, this matchup is now rough. They kind of struggled throughout the early levels. But now they're going to drop everything on Aura here. TP rotation coming through from DY. They're able to set off for the razors, but now with the cold snap into the meteor, it's a decent chunk of damage here. September's got to stay straight on top of the Shadow Fiend, so he can't get the medium or long range, but it's not going to matter. He will still end up falling, so that's... They use a lot of mana on Setsu as well, which is a little unfortunate there without finding the kill. Yeah, that's why we don't really see... Like, Invokers early on, you really got to be sure you're going to be able to find that kill. Otherwise, it feels awkward chucking out like a combination. They actually might be able to kill mid with this DD. Or he's got 3 points up in the razors, but they do have a ward around the bottom rune, so they're going to be aware of this. And it looks like they're, I mean, they're able to leave bot. A Flywind's just going to cut the wave here. Top's where the aggression is going to come through once again. Monate with the frost shield slows up on 2. September's on the back line as well here, so Monate taking up a fair bit of the damage, but it looks like he's fine right now. Connects on the arrow, but they're still going to be able to kill Yang. And now PYW, nice TP out. Wow, that's a beautiful spot. They dealt the split. You see, Monate goes to the southern side. The rest of RNG go to the northern side, but really nicely done. Flywind did also go for the Bassi Wraith Band. He's going to go the Vlads, it looks like. So the good thing about Vici Gaming, I mean, top's kind of getting washed, but this bottom lane from Lifestealer is going incredibly well. I mean, Eurus is he's gonna go for the armlet. we kind of see the Maelstrom into the Halberd build kind of, it's like now transitioned away. The armlet just gives you the damage that you need early on because of you don't have that feast percent damage anymore, you know. DY Pango doesn't have the ultimate. If he had the ulti there, definitely would have been a kill. Fortunately, just not the case. But is that another freshly not? I was gonna say, is that another freshly placed ward? But it is not. They do find the one on the higher ground there. A little aware of the it's because they scouted out the power rune, right? But so what is Yang? Level 4 compared to, so Pango is 6 now. So even though 4 deaths on the Mars, we're still gonna see a decent impact. Like his ult is still super strong. Nariki's not gonna have to worry, neither will the Pango, but they're gonna try and turn it. Cold stat. Meatball dropped on top of Ori here, and with the damage, we will end up seeing Ori drop. They do have DY in the area, however. It's going to turn out the Hex, the stun as well, but Super's able to stay alive. And now DY is going to be careful. The Sunstrike runs directly into it. Beautifully placed from Setsu. He's had a really nice performance so far in the Invoker. 10-2 in the kill count. You do take a look though that they only have a net worth lead by 1,000. So it's not like they're that far ahead. It's mainly Eurus is absolutely demolishing bot. I mean, 1 kill to his name, top of the CS as well. So this is the good thing, but can the Lifestealer do enough to kind of drag this game back? Because right now, Dire are putting a lot of emphasis on top of the Shadow Fiend, and this is so important. Flywin. Pump fakes the ultimate. 1-8 now, even thinking about a dive. They need the arrow follow-up, and they're going to be able to find it with the stun from DY. Beautifully done. They also give the kill to Yank. That is so important there. Vici. They know how to make the movements. Very clear cut. Arrow from downtown. The God's Rubik almost scared me there for a little bit. Thought it might have pushed him out of the way. Believe they missed the Sunstrike as well, unfortunately, but I do like what RNG is doing. They know that the Riki is going to be able to have I say that, you know, we almost saw him kill the Mars, but Vici were able to rotate fast enough, but they've just been waiting mid. And it looks like now finally Flywind will find the opening with the Rolling Thunder drop straight on top of the Shadow Fiend here. They'll have the damage to bring him down. The arrow does connect. Setsu's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Has the 1 charger, so they can actually turn it on PYW. Commits all the leap charges. Looks like now with the Invoker, there's no vision dropped. Unfortunately, they're going to instead turn it on top of DY. 3 heroes down from Vici Gaming. Setsu's still in a little bit of trouble here, but he's got the regen coming through from the Quas, and now Eurus has to disengage. He's able to find the Infest. Pump fakes to turn around and find a little bit of the damage when Yang now we'll be fine. I mean, Dire are doing a really good job at, they know Shadow Fiend is a hero that you have very good way to flash farm, but that is a hero that heavily relies on not getting ganked. It feels like you just start over from you just start all over again. Like if you kill him once, you lose half your Necromastery souls, and then it just feels like you just keep having to stack up, and then once you get maxed again, then you just keep dying. And as we're going to see, Ori top, I mean, they got the sentry drops, still going to end up diving here with the frost shield. We will see the TP rotation, so instead they're going to put Yang mid. They'll put the Shadow Fiend top where he is protected by a couple of the observer wards here. Still the one issue is that RNG do kind of lack being able to put pressure on towers. It's a little better because they have the Exort Invoker. And now Yang uses the spear. Might be put in a little bit of trouble here. Nice use of the God's Rebuke. Spears on them off the mark, but now the Sunstrike, that also does not connect. So RNG unfortunately not going to be able to find the kill on top of the Mars there. Trying to get what little he can. You take a look, I mean, Dire are yet to have all the tier 1 neutral items, even with that increased chance now as well. There's just no one to farm the jungle. I mean, Invoker can, but apart from that, there's just no one else. Zetsu's also gonna go. He's gonna go Force, so no Midas this game. Here we go. They're gonna make a movement. I was gonna say, like, when are they gonna try and put pressure on bot? Because this is the first tower they're looking for. Radiant. They're gonna do a very similar movement as well. Smoke up from PYW. They're gonna head top, where Setsu already laying and waiting, but instead the big target is Eurus. He has the Rage, Infest available as well, but the creep's already too low HP, runs straight into the Sunstrike. And now Setsu has to know something's happening. They don't protect the Invoker, so they don't protect the Lifestealer. He's got to know something's going on here, but I believe he just showed himself. Uh-oh, Moonlight. Does get vision. Doesn't run into the... Oh, he does at the last second. Couple of TPs coming through. You see all of RNG going to try and protect the Invoker here, but they've dived. Is it too far? However, that's the question. Yank drops the ultimate. When they're taking a fair chunk of damage here, they're able to dodge the Requiem from Ori. Actually runs inside the arena. Now with the slows from the Chain Frost bouncing back and forth. Ori dragged back. The Death Requiem's a lot of damage here. Super. One more right click will bring him down. They also find the Rubik. When a cleanup crew is going to come through, though, he does have the Bling Strike. What? No chance. PYW? Oh, he shows himself now. They will still find the Mars here. Looks like Yang's gonna fall, and they've got vision of PYW. So he leaves his little hidey hole. He doesn't have the leap available. He's gonna try and TP up with a vision for the blink. I was astonished at how Mirana almost lived there. I was astonished.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That was a decent fight. I mean, we don't see the full recap there. A little bit going back towards Vici Gaming, but the boys from RNG turned up. I'm actually surprised the Invoker showed himself. He had a really good... Setsu understood that because no one TP'd to protect the lifesteal. They're like, oh, they're making a rotation from me. So we saw him kind of playing around in the trees to the southern side of that tier 1 tower top, but he just wasn't playing hide and seek for long enough, unfortunately. And now they're going to try and cut off Yang. Radiant, they don't have vision on the high ground. Setsu's even got a double damage rune as well, so Yang, no survivor's going to come through from him. There will be a couple of rotations, but too late. Oh, actually, there's an infested up Lion here. Pango's not an easy target. Has the swashbuckle potential. And now instead, he gets aggressive here on top of the Lion. Rolling Thunder, they've got the visions, going to be able to destroy the trees, and he can bounce back and forth, not even needed. Ricky will be able to secure the kill. This is the Fusel Blade now completed 14 minutes into the game. They also scout out Ori. They're going to wrap mid. Radiant should understand something's happening because top's not getting pushed in now with the slow coming through. They do have Mirana in the area, but there's not a whole lot Mirana's going to be able to do to be able to protect the Shadow Fiend. So that's another kill for Dire, but they're not done with the Parentu Sunstrike. Won't even get anywhere near that as Monet cleans up the Mirana. It's 6-22, and now RNG, a 4,000 net worth lead. They're going to take mid. We'll probably see them transition towards bot as well. They are playing beautiful right now. And I mean, Shadowfiend has to go for the Ul Scepter build. Like, he's going to go magic damage to try and catch up, but it's also decent. Oh, Eurus has a lot of damage. You see September pumps his own rage as well, if there's any follow-up stuns. Just trying to fight around the bounties is Radiant. They will at least get one on the higher ground. Setsu drops the combo. That's a lot of damage. Lion actually might drop to the swashbuckle here, but now Pain go aggressively forward. Will get caught out. They blow up the Eurus's lifestealer, and still RNG, they don't lose anyone. Flywing pops the ultimate's going to be able to find Ori. Is the right clicks enough to find the kill? Gets the regen coming through from the swashbuckle, so we'll be fine. And now instead, Ori's going to be the target from them. Trying to find them vision. Believe that is Radiant's mango tree, so they will end up losing it. That's a big kill. I mean, Eurus was kind of the only saving grace coming through from Vici Gaming, the second in the net worth at the moment. And with how good of a time he's actually had, throughout the laning stage and try and transition it, but unfortunately, just that's the second death for him. Does Super have the damage? He needs to kind of pair it up with the range creep, but the slow Setsu just a little bit. Ooh, I wonder if he see aggressively force staffing to close the distance is. It's a tricky thing. Like, you want to do it, but you don't want to do it. And, dude, they're gonna try and give up like no towers right now. I mean, top's still definitely gonna fall, but Flywind's just like, alright, I'll soak up the little bit of experience here. So Monate's still solo once again. They're going to try and continue bait. I mean, this is just an action-packed game. We got 29 kills, 16 minutes in. They find Eurus, but how do they set up? September has to lead with the telekinesis. Cold snap. Can he get the rage off fast enough? However, looks like he cannot. Yang and Cole on the backline, but unfortunately just not able to help out. So Dire, they rotate everyone. Bot already gets killed as well. Radiant, they're going to try and protect this. Ori has the Yules. They've got the arena. Dire do commit the ultimate in the Rolling Thunder and Setsu's Meteor. But even then, Or slow siege this. Yang's gonna wrap around, tries to find Setsu before start before the arena gets joined up. Pango's gonna be the next target, however. With the tornado clips onto 3, it's not gonna matter. We'll still see the Pango fall. So beautifully done by the Invokers, able to get out of range before the combo gets dropped onto that forehead of his. And still just back to farming. You know, 5, 1, and 4. Doesn't have a whole lot of last hits. Looks like Setsu's been having a lot more impact throughout the map, putting a lot more pressure on there. And it looks like instead he's going to now farm the Ancients, something that he can do relatively well with the almost the maxed out Exort. So now what's the thing for raiding? I mean, Deso's almost completed from Eurus. Looks like they're probably going to hope to wait for this Deso's Monate haste. They will find him here. They get dusted up as well, but RNG, they're on the back line. They also have this outpost control. They know 1-8, there's a sentry around about in the area. Will get brought down here, so... yeah, I was gonna say, they're gonna kill it? Is he going Battle Fury on the Riki? He's gonna go Manta next. Okay. So I guess the win condition more the Invoker. He wants to have... I mean, the Battle Fury is gonna allow you to scale really well into the late game. Manta just gives you a lot more damage early. There's not really, I can see that he's going Manta to be able to dispel off, so... An interesting choice, but if they're going to smoke off, the only issue is that they find September, so they're fine with that. I mean, it's a kill on a support. At the moment, with how far behind they are, they're like, all right, we'll take anything we can get. But on RNG's side, they lose a support instead of a core. You're really happy with that, and look at what they're getting across the map. Monate's shoving in bot with a catapult wave, mid's getting pushed in, and the rest of RNG are trying to make movements across the map as well. And they do have to be careful with the ward on the higher gun. Vici, they're going to try and protect this though, flying with the ultimate pop. If they go inside the Roche pit, this is scary. Pangoli incredibly strong in that short AoE vicinity. Now Setsu is caught out here, so as the force off to be able to protect him, but now with the arrow finger of death, there's a lot of burst potential. Invoker will end up dropping. PYW, got to be careful. Monate's going to be forced in the backline here. Flywind's already popped the ultimate. This could be a decent fight for Radiant. Here comes Super though. Is it enough for the Lich to be able to turn it around here? Chucks up the Frost Shield. They're going to still bait the higher ground. Yang trying to disengage. Lifesteal is getting the heals as well, and with the bonus health coming through from the Mars, it looks like he will be fine. An aggressive swashbuckle. They're not able to put enough pressure on that, unfortunately, so they won't pay the price for the swashbuckle on the Pango. So when can... I mean... Trying to see when RNG can Roche. Because they have the Vlads, you kind of have... If someone can... You've got... Yeah, you can definitely Roche. Vlad's with Lucky Shot, Pango can tank, and then Riki just is able to get the constant backstab. Plus the Alacrity Forge Spirit. They can... Yeah, they can Roche whenever they want to. Probably have to shove out bot. I'd like to see Dai kind of smoke up. Looks like they... Actually, Mars is going to stick the outpost. He's a lot of damage for it. The Sunstrike a bit late. Blink Strike, it's on cooldown, unfortunately. They connect with the Spear. Flywind's still going to be able to find the kill now. With Eurus with the Rage, doesn't have any effect with the Rolling Thunder now. The Rage will end up wearing off, and now they're going to continue the chase. Monate with the Blink Strike. They get the Diffusal Blade stolen off to the side as well. Lion's going to get brought down. Setsu with the cleanup crew. Vici, they'll lose 3. The outpost, was it worth it? Because it was after the 10-minute interval. And Vici Gaming now 6,000 behind. This tier 2 tower mid is even going to be under pressure. Let me see. So, anyone that is not aware, it took me ages to actually understand this. You can skip, you can skip talents. And what you can do is as well, so a lot of time, Invoker's not level 15 yet. When he does hit level 15, I'll re-show it once again. But a lot of time we see the Invokers skip the level 10 talent and then pick up the 15. So you can miss the level 10 and then get the one after that. And to do that, you just can't use your hotkey. So whatever your hotkey is for your talents, you have to actually manually click on them. So manually click on the one above. This is... We don't really see it too often, which is why whenever there's an Invoker, I always pinpoint it. Just because it's a minimal thing that it is kind of nice. And I like this TP straight away. I mean, they see that no one's protecting bot, so they're thinking that Vici and making an aggressive movement. As we see Yang, September with the cast range coming through, is going to be able to find the Mars from downtown here. And now with the meatball combo, Yang relatively tanky with that hood, but it's still not going to matter. They might go Roche now with them being right next to the pit. They will scout it out though, but does he even go 15? He didn't. I think you actually, I thought sometimes 15 you do go for, but sometimes I even see invokers like they max out all the abilities and then they'll pick up a point in the talent. But they're gonna try and protect this. Without the Mars, this is very difficult. Like, they don't have a way to initiate now. PYW is just chucking out as many arrows as possible, but unfortunately Aegis is now down. So Ricky with that second life to play around with, and RNG just looking to steamroll through the best of 3. We saw game 1 ended on the dot now. And on that timing of when game 1 ended, we're going to see the Mirana fall. So, fly win actually? I was going to say, I don't think you find this kill, but they're even going to try and catch DY. Poor old Lion, he's just waiting around. Setsu has the cold snap preemptively used, so looks like unfortunately Lion, he's going to be under some threat here. They do have some heroes in the back line. Looks like Rubik being able to cut him off. They even commit the Sunstrike, which secures the kill. But they can take this fight. Flywin has the ultimate, trying to pump fake it. I mean, the life still has the rage or the infest to be able to play around with, so they are kind of lacking that catch potential right now. But I mean, what do Vici do? I mean, until Mars isn't going blink, so they have no way to really set up the fight. It feels like Vici, I think Vici have to position on a high ground where they have an observe ward like the one top. I think Mars has to position behind the observe ward, somehow play around a choke point where RNG just walk up kind of as 3 as 4. You get a big ultimate, you get the Shadow Fiend Requiem once he has, I think he might have BKB now. Yeah, he does. But see, they're not set up at the moment, so the arena's going to get dropped. They'll spear up the Pango, but now with the Cataclysm is going to do a whole lot of damage here. Ori with the BKB trying to get on top of the Pangoli here, but he will be fine with the protection coming through. The Essence Ring helping out drastically there. Vici Gaming, they'll lose 2. Monate's going to have the cleanup coming through as well. We see the Rolling Thunder up to the northern side, but just Vici Gaming lack the damage. They'll lack the ability to find the second game. RNG, a beautiful performance from them. They clean up a 2-0 victory in this best of 3. The lanes, I'm just going to drag it back. The lanes, RNG played incredibly well throughout all the lanes, and our bottom lane actually did go kind of even, but it's just the fact that kill after kill, and they started putting pressure on. And this is the thing about the Shadow Fiend, is that he has to catch up. When you lose those towers, the enemy team can start infiltrating the jungle. You're unable to flash farm. And that's the thing about the Shadow Fiend. Like, without kind of those first 2 items, you feel very useless. Like, you're very reliant around, you have a toolkit that enables you to find these items fast. But because that hero is heavily reduced by any rotation potential, and once RNG were able to secure top, we saw the supports put a lot of emphasis on mid. Even Pango was making movements. And I'm very intrigued on the Invoker skill build this game, as we saw him. So he went Quas, Wex, Quas, and then Exalt level 4. So it was an Exalt 4. It looked like the lanes were going incredibly well by that level 4 mark, that he maybe wanted to transition into some damage, because I can't really see why he'd go Quas, Wex into the Shadow Fiend matchup. But it's just Vici on... You know, the lanes are so important right now. We see how fast the games are able to end. Like, game 1 was 22, game 2 was 24. Like, if you lose the lanes, it just means you don't have a way to be able to protect the towers, and from there you just lose map control, and it's so difficult to come back right now if you don't have a lineup that can kind of keep finding kills. And Vici just needed the items. And with that being said, RNG, a beautiful game, a beautiful best of 3 from them. Going to be able to take this series 2-0. That is our first series of the night, though, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have Keen Gaming up against Newbie. It's going to be a bit of a break, unfortunately. Usually they don't push these games forward. I'll keep you guys updated if they do, but it's going to be about an hour and 20 minutes of a break. If they do push it forward, though, I will let you guys know. But yeah, with that being said, RNG, a 2-0 victory for them.